The Terminal List, Dark Wolf's 3-episode opener tells the story of Taylor Kitsch's character, former Navy SEAL Ben Edwards, and what happened to him that made him join the CIA. In the first episode, Inherent Resolve, it also examines the relationship between Ben and Chris Pratt's James Reese. In episodes 2 and 3, The Audition, and What's Past is Prologue, it delves into his initial missions at the agency. Long before Ben was the last person on James Reese's hit list in the original series, The Terminal List, Dark Wolf starts in 2015, around the time of his dishonorable discharge from the Navy SEALs. Every encounter between Ben and Reese in Dark Wolf, particularly the tearful one that follows Ben's return home at the hands of SEAL Commander Bill Cox, reflects the startling turn of events at the end of The Terminal List. Dark Wolf is not so much a war conspiracy series as it is a spy thriller. Ben and James in Terminal List, Dark Wolf among other soldiers. Grim Wolf shifts into full-fledged spy thriller mode following its inaugural episode, whereas The Terminal List was a psychological conspiracy thriller and grim revenge drama. There are many parallels between Dark Wolf episodes 2 and 3 and movies like Mission Impossible and the Paramount television series The Agency. Given Ben's transformation from Navy SEAL to CIA agent, this genre shift makes sense. However, after Reese is removed from the picture following Ben's release in episode 1, Dark Wolf genuinely becomes its own series, setting a whole new tone for the Terminal List franchise. Exploring Ben's CIA background story, which takes him all around the world in just the first 3 episodes, is still fascinating. He lost his bird, along with his colleague former Navy SEAL Rafe Hastings, played by Tom Hopper, after Ben's rash choice to assassinate a protected Iraqi CIA asset in a fit of rage-fueled retaliation. The first person to let Reese know that Ben has some wiring problems underneath the surface is Rafe. Even more intriguing is witnessing Reese live his best life as a highly regarded and distinguished Navy SEAL, full of humor and yet passionate about his brothers. Knowing how things turn out, every chuckle and smile is still tragic, but this is a much more Pratt-like Reese that provides some respite to the dead guy he became throughout The Terminal List. Kitsch, who is still recovering from his gritty role in Netflix's streaming sensation American Primeval, is the clear star of Dark Wolf, but the film also makes extensive use of a number of fresh actors. Following their combined release, Hopper's Rafe becomes Kitsch's right-hand man, finally giving the name stated in the Terminal List finale a face. Rafe set up the boat that Reese and Ben used to travel to the Defense Secretary's island compound. Dark Wolf swiftly embraces its new supporting cast, led by Jed Haverford, played by Robert Wisdom, who plays a CIA agent. Haverford hires Ben and Rafe, and then Dar Salim's war-torn MO and Luke Hemsworth's unreliable Landry. For the Major Budapest job in Episode 3, Haverford combines these former SEALs with a group of current agents, including Ronalee Shimon's Eliza Parash. The relationship that existed between Ben and Reese prior to the ultimate truth being disclosed was one of the best parts of The Terminal List. In order to foreshadow Ben's future, Dark Wolf subtly uses Metallica and AC/DC songs to create the sound of Hell's Bells throughout the first 3 episodes. However, some fans of the original series may be disappointed by Pratt's conspicuous absence from Dark Wolf episodes 2 and 3. The Terminal List is a straightforward yet intense tale of retaliation that almost everybody can relate to. Things are a little more complicated and, regrettably, not very convincing when it comes to Ben's past. He killed a CIA asset because his ISF comrade was set up by him, lost his SEAL status as a result, and was then promptly recruited by the CIA. The prequel series may leave fans of The Terminal List feeling let down or unimpressed if they were hoping for a tone, plot, and even genre that was similar to the original Dark Wolf series. Even with only 4 episodes remaining, it's clearly obvious that Dark Wolf will fall short of The Terminal List in a number of ways. That just makes it a lesser show, not a bad one.